This is part two of cyberbullying and the late Hana Kumar. So, you know, as I left off, I was telling y'all how I was bullied in school. I've given you guys many of bullying stories before. So in school, I was bullied for a lot of things. I was bullied for being short. I was bullied for being mixed. I was bullied for being shy. I was bullied for damn near everything. So if anybody can relate to Hana Kimura, it's me. Because for some reason, you know, even though I knew I could fight, I knew I wasn't supposed to. In grade school, it was a little different. I knew I wasn't supposed to fight at school because I was taught, no, you don't fight at school. Even though you are a martial artist, you do not fight at school. However, you know, I was well disciplined, and my mom didn't have a problem spanking us when we did the wrong thing. So I never got into any trouble at school. I stayed out of trouble as best I could. Whew, God. This young lady, man, she's in the top end of her life, about to be like one of the greatest wrestlers coming up. And she could have went anywhere with her career. She could have went to any company, any company. She was with Stardom, but she could have went to any company. A lot of great female wrestlers from Asia come through Stardom, you know, and there was a lot of non-Asian female wrestlers come through Stardom, and it's kind of a really fracked up situation that this young lady was in. I mean, no matter how you slice it, it was just bad. It was all around bad because she ended her life. They haven't given indirect details on what her method was, and they probably don't want anyone else to go and attempt it or any of the other stuff. But I mean, it was kind of really really bad. You know, I wish this damn thing would stop doing that. It was really bad because how do you how do you come back from knowing, you know, I never got opportunities in life, and I'm 46. I never got golden opportunities. I never got opportunities, period. And everything that I've done for me, I've had to do myself. Um, no contracts, nothing, you know. And it sickens me to people who have gotten a golden opportunity. She was picked on so bad that she just couldn't take anymore, and then she died. Now, as I was saying, I was bullied, so I'm gonna go ahead and be honest as I always am. You know, if you've never been bullied, count your lucky stars, man. Count them every day. If you haven't gotten up once in the morning and said, "Damn, I wish I was dead," you have no idea how blessed you are. You have no idea how good you've had it. Where people like me and people like Hana Kimura have had people tell us, you'd be better off dead. I literally had some girls tell me that in grade school. I've mentioned them before, uh, LT and SW. Now, there's some things that kids just really should not say to other kids because some of us are hypersensitive. I am hypersensitive to certain things. But if you don't know what someone's going through at home or in their personal life, you don't know that you could literally cause someone to kill themselves. Because if enough people are picking on you to the point where you can't take it anymore, you're going to go. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Hana Kimura is not the first victim of this. She's probably one of the first famous victims of this who ended their life. There have been many stories of young ladies and young men who were cyberbullied, and they came home and hung themselves or cutting or anything. Now, if there was a gun accessible, they probably came home and blew their brains out. And again, these things do happen. And this is why I'm such a strong believer in that you should not bully anybody. And there's something wrong with you when you are bullying people, especially if you're bullying people and you have a good life. I mean, if you got a two-parent home, everybody's treated equally, it's just you and your siblings, and y'all all get $50 a month, no exceptions unless you have a job, and everybody's treated equally. Your parents show you love, your parents buy you whatever you want, your needs are met, and you're just living that good life. I've never had that. Hana may have had that, but she might not have had the internal structure to love herself when the chips are down. I didn't have the internal structure to love myself when the chips were down. It wasn't until I got out of the military and I really got depressed and I got help. And, had I got help before that, I probably would have been a lot better shape going into the military. And I probably would have been a lot better shape when I got out of the military, at least mentally. Maybe not physically, hip replacement and all, but mentally, I have to tell myself now every day something positive about me. Unfortunately, the only positive thing about me is that I'm a good martial artist. The also unfortunate thing is that I have lost over 50% of my arsenal because I can't do wushu or high flying moves because the doctor suggested I never do that shit again. So jumping spin kicks and tornado kicks, I have to do very carefully. So when you're seeing my videos, if my jumping spin kicks don't look proficient, it's because they're not. If you see my tornado kicks, those things hurt. When I do them, they hurt. Don't think because you don't see me cringe in pain that I'm not. But I am in pain. Trust me, I am in pain with those things. Eventually, I'm gonna find all my old videos and I'm gonna post everything that I have, and you'll be able to compare the man I was to the man I am. And I want to be the man that I was when it comes to martial arts. I don't really want to be the man I was when it comes to life because I was just fucking sucking at life. I'm still fucking sucking at life. So that's like the one thing that hasn't changed, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So, bullying, a lot of stories. Bullying, cyberbullying, there's no difference, man. The only damn difference is now there's millions of miles between us. So someone can type up on here tomorrow, James, your videos suck. We think you're gay. James, we're going to beat your ass, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's only one I can actually deal with. Okay, so I'm not gay. And yeah, I'll be the first to admit, I fucking suck at martial arts now. But as far as you coming to 512 Rougemont, Charlottesville, Virginia, and beating my ass, um, I won't be held responsible for what the fuck happens to you when you show up at my door. But don't worry, it won't be with a gun or a knife. It will be with these things right here, or the things that I stand on. Because if I have to get a gun, then we've already stopped talking, and negotiations are over, and someone has to get hurt. It's not going to be me. The cyberbullying and the bullying in general. The cyberbullying is what led to Miss Kimura's death. The bullying led to her road to the destruction of her life. This girl, man, 22 years old, she had her whole life ahead of her. Her career was basically just getting started. So she's been wrestling since she was like maybe 18, maybe younger, because Japan has some really funny career laws and shit. Because unlike America, and I gotta give it up to Japan. No, let me take that and backpedal. I have to give it up to Asia, period, because Asia is the one place where, if you venture out on your own as a young person, like anywhere between 16 to 25, you can pretty much find whatever job you want. Where in America, we gotta struggle. I'm gonna give you a prime example. I graduated from high school in 1993. So I was between 18 and 19 years old. And UFC, Pride, and Rec were out. They were a big thing. And on the other side of the world, there was shoot fighting. So anywhere in Asia, from Taiwan to Thailand to even China, Hong Kong, and Japan, and Korea, South Korea. Shoot fighting. They would come to an arena and they would fight. And for the life of me, I can't remember their names, but there was a Chinese guy who was like 5'2", and there was a Chinese girl who was 5'1", and they beat everybody. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to prove my martial arts skills was legit. Now, just because your skills are legit doesn't mean you're gonna win every fight, but you know you're going to win enough. And they were fighting for real money. No, so I couldn't get to China because I got no money. I didn't have a passport. But I could get to California if I saved up. Because at the time, California and Las Vegas were like the epicenter of the big brands of fighting. ISK was in New York, and I didn't want to be in a ring. I wanted to be in a cage. And ISK was just regular kickboxing. And I took kickboxing, but you know, it's kickboxing. It's not Muay Thai. It's kickboxing. Not much difference between the two, really, but Muay Thai is a little bit harder, and they build you up really good. But so I put in an application because the internet was taking off big time in the '90s. I put in an application for Rec. I put in an application for UFC. I put in an application for Pride. Each one of them pretty much bullied me and said, "Yeah, get your weight up. We don't have anything under 130 pounds." I couldn't gain weight to save my life. I put my body through some shit. I went to the local GNC. I talked to the guys there. They told me that I could take these weight gain 2,000 shakes. So I took them for like 2 months. And the only thing that happened was my rectum was sore a lot because you have to take them with meals. But every time I ate and drank these milkshakes and these chewable tablets, my rectum blew up. In other words, all I did was drink just the crap. No, my body would not accept that shit. And so, I never got my opportunity to go to Rec. I never got my opportunity to go to Pride. I never got my opportunity to go to UFC. I get into the Army in 2010, and now they have my weight class, 120, 115. So now they have straw weight, and phantom weight, and flyweight. And now I'm 130 pounds. And I'm in the Army. Can't get out of the Army. You know, there's no getting out of the Army except graduation and honorable discharge. And so I got an honorable discharge, but we had some significant damage to my body because I went into the Army at 37. So I would have been out effectively 10 years come next, no, come this year. I'd have been out 10 years. No, because I turned 37 and I went in the next year. So I went in, I turned 37 in August, and by February I was there. So technically it would be next year that I would be out by being out 10 years. And I've been working on the fucking movies since I was 27. And I'll be 47. So I've been in the movie business for damn near 20 years. Y'all don't know who the hell I am because I've never been given a golden opportunity. And hopefully that'll change this year. 2021 hopefully will be my year where everything turns around. Actually, I'm aiming for this year. Damn 2021. I'm going all out this year. So I'm gonna take 1 week off to find all my shit and set it up so that I can start putting everything together. And if I can get help, it'll be even better. But so they finally have my weight class, but I'm damaged. And now I can't ever compete ever in life. I probably could never get a job as a wrestler because I had a hip replacement, you know, and I don't have health insurance. I don't have a real job, so I'm pretty much screwed either way you slice it. Back to the bullying, you know. Had Pride, Rec, and UFC gave me a shot back then, this channel would be totally different. Totally different. You know, so now I'm just searching for all kinds of jobs right now while I'm going to school for police science and criminal justice, which is not what I want to do. It's just that I'm going to need a job or a small career that I much rather not have versus a job that I'm doing right now that I need versus I'd rather be doing something that makes me happy. So bullying and cyberbullying has led to the death of over 60% of young people in America since 1995. Cyberbullying got really big in 2000 to 2008, and it kept getting bigger and bigger. And you would think that they would have found ways to control it. You would think that they would find ways to stop it. And you would think that after Chris Hansen did To Catch a Predator, that they would find a way to stop cyberbullying, cyber sex trafficking, and all this shit. And we haven't. You would think that we would find a way to stop catfishing and make it illegal. So globally, if you're caught catfishing someone and making them fall in love with you and giving them your money, giving you their money, that they would find a way to make sure that you're locked up for a fair amount of time. For every dollar that you took from them, you get a year for that. So if you took $20, you get 20 years. If you took $220, your ass is locked up for life. Okay, that was a little extreme. But if you took a big bulk of money, you should be forced to pay that shit back and maybe do 2 or 3 years in prison so that everybody else trying that shit would know, nah, this shit would give me some time. And then they wouldn't be doing that shit. But there is no legal ramifications for catfishing. There's no legal ramification for cyberbullying. They've tried to make laws and stuff about it, but it's so hard to enforce because a good hacker can change his IP address. I'm so glad I'm stupid. That's why I don't bother nobody, because I wouldn't be able to change shit because I don't even know what the fucking IP address is. So in closing, let me put it to you this way. If you've never been bullied, if you've never had thoughts of killing yourself from being bullied, count your blessings, because you have been blessed with a fairly decent life. Look in the mirror tomorrow morning when you wake up and thank the good Lord if you've never been bullied, and if you've never had a thought or inkling thought of suicide because of being bullied. I had a lot of bullies make me wish that I was dead, and especially in high school. In high school, from the 9th grade to the 12th grade, there has not been a night other than when I went to work. But I also got bullied at work. So there hadn't been too many nights through my life that I hadn't wished that I was dead. And if you can look at your life and look back and say that, you have had a blessed life. Where, unlike Miss Kumar and myself, it's only so much a person can take here. Alright? And when your mental capabilities are scarred, it is real hard to come back from that. So I kind of understand why she did it, because I've been there. No slits on my wrist though. I don't like pain. I don't like needles. I don't like anything sharp unless it's in my hands and I'm messing with them or playing with them. But as far as like cutting myself and stuff like that, no, not an option. But I will say thoughts of suicide have happened. I will say that finding a gun and pulling that trigger, I had access way back when it was getting really bad for me, I probably would have done it. I've also lived through some suicides and some suicide attempts. Not my personal ones, but people that I know that have committed suicide, and I will not tell y'all who they are. But I do know that there have been people who is just as bad off as me or worse, and sometimes suicide is the only way out. Sadly, Miss Hana Kimura will be missed. I want you guys, this is my only assignment that I will probably ever give you guys, and you probably won't do it anyway, but for the 97 followers here on Comfort Havoc number 2, I want you to Google her and watch one of her matches. Just one. Please. This is Comfort Havoc number 2. Please like and share this. Share both of these videos because these are kind of important. And Hana Kimura, again, to her and her family, my condolences. You guys should probably only share this because of the simple fact that it needs to be stopped. We have to combat bullying. We have to combat cyberbullying. We have to combat bullying and cyberbullying on every level so this shit never happens again. This is Comfort Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.